Lexi Daken's story has garnered national attention. The 16-year-old grade 10 student went to Dr. Everett Chalmers Hospital in Fredericton, New Brunswick on February 18th with a guidance counselor who was concerned about Lexi's mental health. After waiting for 8 hours, they were told they would have to wait even longer if they wanted a mental health assessment. Lexi left that day without receiving any help. 6 days later, the beautiful, fun-loving grade 10 student died by suicide. Chris Daken is Lexi's father, and he joins us now. Thank you so much, Chris, for joining us.
Thank you for having us to help share our story.
First of all, please accept our condolences at the loss of Lexi. This story is a sad reality of how broken the healthcare system is in this country. You and your family are dedicated to speaking out. Why?
I guess the big thing is we want Lexi's death to have some type of meaning. We didn't want her to just be another statistic. The amount of emails and text that we've received over the last week and a half, the story is resonating with so many people that have shared such similar experiences with the child or a loved one that we feel now we don't want to stop till the changes are actually made.
Lexi had shown signs of depression last year, you stated early in the summer.
Yeah.
Tell me about that and what you and Shauna were seeing in Lexi early last year.
She's a kid that likes a schedule, like, morning, noon, night. She kind of focuses her activities, come home, we eat supper, she does homework, she chats with her friends, plays with her brothers and sisters. So once COVID hit, that really, I think, was kind of probably start of the downfall, I guess, of where a lot of issues started with Lexi. Like, she didn't have her friends for the social aspect. She didn't have the school to keep her busy. It's easy to look back at hindsight and say, this is what I've noticed. But as it's happening, you don't see the signs. And I'm the first to admit that I didn't see the signs.
Yeah, I think, Chris, a lot of parents feel that way, right? Like, you're just trying to keep your kids entertained, especially in this time of pandemic when everything's been taken away, that you're just trying to do the best for your kid at that moment.
Yeah, and I do personally, I do a lot of stuff with the kids. We'll all take them sliding, we ski, softball in the summer. But I guess I noticed even this summer, Lexi didn't have the same commitment to softball as she did the previous summer.
And then in November, she attempted suicide. And you and Shauna did the right thing. You went, got help, sought out help. What happened then? Because I feel like that was the beginning of the system kind of failing you.
So, in the middle of that night, Lexi OD'd on some pills, but it scared her so bad that she actually made herself throw up, and she had actually called 911 herself. And being typical Lexi, she actually tried to sneak out of the house without waking me up that night. And I woke up that night to the flashing lights from the ambulance. I was like, all right, I'll follow you in. So, I got dressed and went into the hospital with her that night. And the first visit, she did actually see a psychiatrist, and that's when he made the diagnosis that she had borderline personality and suffered with depression.
You talked about hindsight's 2020, Chris. What advice would you give parents who are watching there trying to struggle to survive with their kids and their teens?
One thing I can probably look at, I wish I didn't allow my kids to play on their phones and social media as much as I did. I know it's not going to stop it, but to me, I think the children today are so bombarded with the world news that they don't have time to be themselves. And, I think that's part of it. So I guess I would say, as a parent, try to focus on your kids, put them first. If you see some subtle changes in them, try to speak to them, force them to speak to you, find out what's going on with that kid, especially if you start to see some subtle changes. And I know this last year has been hard on everyone, parents and children alike, because it's thrown everybody's schedule off, or everybody's routines. So
thank you so much again, Chris Daken. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.